Alright, I'm here in the 2016 golf game, and one of the new features this year is sloping lies and the need to adjust your shot setup to account for them. So I've gone into practice mode, I've turned on perfect accuracy so we can see exactly where our shots would go, and that lets us sort of learn how the different factors are affecting them. I dropped a ball in the middle of the fairway on number 10 at Pebble Beach, and we can hit as many shots as we want from here in practice mode. And you can see in the bottom left, the ball's 10 degrees below my feet, and 0.3 degrees downhill. So that downhill component is negligible, but we'll definitely need to adjust for the ball being below our feet. These icons represent, the one on the left is a view from behind the golfer, and the one on the right is from face on the side. And so we can see that the slope is left to right relative to the direction we're hitting. You can also click on these, and that brings up the slope indicators. And you can see that it's left to right across our target line. Wind is, it's set to calm. This hole is more exposed to the wind, so we get a little bit of a wind effect, but that's also pretty much negligible. So let's say we tried to hit a shot directly at the hole without accounting for the different slope. Got a 5-iron here which carries 192, which should be a couple yards short of the hole. And we'll do nothing and just see where it goes. So you can see it went quite a bit to the right. And if we click on more details, one of the items is about the downhill lie slope, although that's, like I said, it's pretty much negligible. The sloping lie decreased our accuracy, although we're on perfect accuracy in practice mode. And then the sloping lie curved to the shot to the right. That's the one that's the most significant here. So if we re-hit this shot and try to account for that, say we'll aim it out here somewhere. I'm not going to be too concerned with how far the shot goes. So that looks pretty good. There we go. So it's just really a matter of going into practice mode and getting a feel for how much to adjust your aim. You can also notice that it didn't carry quite as far, and that's to do with the side slope again. To make a little bit more of a controlled swing and the ball doesn't go quite as far. Okay, so let's go to another hole now. We'll go to number 13. And I'll hit a drive out in the fairway. And this hole, the fairway slopes right to left, so we're going to have the ball above our feet. This is it's only 5 degrees, the slope is less severe. The last one was 10 degrees. You can see actually as we move or aim, that slope amount changes slightly as we aim at different angles across it. So when the ball's above your feet, it tends to start to the left for a right-handed golfer and then hook farther. The effect is a little bit more pronounced than when it's below your feet, although like I said, this is a lesser slope. But if we just take an 8-iron here, which would normally carry about a couple yards past the hole, hit swing, we can see this is headed out to the left. So just like on the last shot, we would need to account for that by aiming to the right a little bit. Now let's go to hole 16 and take a look at the downhill lie. And where it went out into the fairway. And you can see, you could just drop a ball in the fairway, but I wanted to demonstrate the slope. You can see the ball going down the hill there. So now we have a lie below our feet and a lie that's significantly downhill. So this shot's going to both go to the right, and because it's a downhill lie, it's going to come off lower, it's going to carry slightly farther, and it's going to roll more. So we'll see that effect just by aiming at the hole. Hit a lob wedge, which would normally carry a couple yards short of the hole. And there you go. You can see that it came out a little bit lower, carried only slightly farther. That was canceled a little bit because of the side slope, and rolled a little bit more than it would have otherwise. So if we were to re-hit this shot, probably aim it out here a little bit. And maybe take a little bit off of it, although I don't think so. I'm going to leave it there. I might actually add a little bit of spin. to counteract the downhill lie. See if we can get it to stop quicker. And then actually spun back quite a bit. Alright, so now let's go to an uphill lie. We'll go to hole 6. And if we show the terrain here, you can see there's an uphill slope in the rough here. So we'll drop a ball in the rough. When I click to aim, you can see we're 14 degrees uphill. It's pretty significant. The ball's slightly below our feet. So it's going to go a little bit to the right, but it's going to come out higher and shorter. Now we have the lie to deal with here. 95 to 103% is not bad, but that adds a little bit of unpredictability to it, even though we're in perfect accuracy mode. So I'll just aim at the hole, and we'll hit one that would normally carry a few yards past the hole, and we'll see what it does. So pretty significantly shorter carry distance there. And you can see even though we got a little bit better than the average lie effect, it still came up short. So if I were to do this again, zoom our view back in here, I might aim a little bit left of the hole, but not much. If I take an extra club, it would normally put me back here, kind of in between clubs, because I think this is still going to go a little bit too far, but we'll find out. But you can see the effect that the slope had on that shot. And again, our lie wasn't quite as good that time. We got a little bit better than the average of it. 96% was the average lie effect, and we drew 99.3. So some of the fact that it went a little bit far is due to that. And some of it is probably due to just having a little bit too much club. So now we're on a different course, and we're going to take a look at some short game shots and how slopes affect those shots. So first of all, we're in a bunker here on a level lie, just with a normal bunker shot. You can take a look at where the shot lands. This is we have it set up so it automatically aims the shot for us when we click the shot type. So it reads the green, accounts for the slopes and all that. We can turn that off from the preferences if we want to do that manually. That's right here. But for now, we'll leave it on. So with a 60-degree wedge, standard bunker shot, lands just on the front of the green and rolls out to the hole. You can see it's aiming short and a little bit left to account for the slope of the green, which is like this. And if we hit this shot, we're on perfect accuracy, so it should land right about there and go in the hole. So now we're back in the same bunker, except this time we're on the upslope. So hitting into the face of the bunker. And you can see we're almost 20 degrees uphill. In reality, the ball wouldn't probably stay on this lie, but for the sake of the demonstration, we can go in practice mode and we can put it there. And you can see, again, now the computer's aiming our shot well past the hole, because with this uphill lie, it's going to come out higher and shorter, and it's going to stop quicker. If you remember before, it was going to land just barely on the green and roll all the way out to the hole. Now you can see the roll distance, the distance between where this flight line ends and the target begins, is much shorter. And it's aiming well past the hole. So if we hit this shot, also goes in the hole because we accounted for the slope. So now we have a side hill lie with the ball above our feet. And in this case, the shot's going to want to pull to the left on us. It's important to note that on a lie with the ball below your feet, where you would think it would go right, it actually doesn't. And that has to do with the fact that when the ball's above your feet, the sole of the club aligns with the ground, which makes the face aim to the left. This is for a right-handed golfer. And that's not how you set up to a shot when the ball's below your feet. You don't actually line up the club with the slope of the ground that you're on. So let's see what happens here. We have automatic aiming on again. So as we choose a shot, you can see we're aiming well out to the right. And if you watch where the ball lands when we hit it, it's quite a bit left of there and ends up right next to the hole. So if we drop a ball over here on this other angle and aim out over here, as I said before, the lie below your feet is not going to go right. It's going to stay pretty straight.